Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Empower Her podcast. My name is Dr. Aruna Varsani. It's time to have a conversation on healing, conversation on period, and understand the how it both goes together. Monica ji, welcome to my podcast.
Thank you, Aruna. How are you?
I'm doing
Good.
fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah. Monica ji, today we are going to talk about more into the healing space because that's what your background is. Can you please elaborate more in Reiki healing, what you do exactly and what's your journey been?
Thank you. Reiki, is a life force energy.
Okay.
Okay, it's the breath within us, within you, within me. So you have Reiki in you, I have Reiki in me, and every little, even this glass of water has Reiki in it.
Okay.
Yes, because it's breathing, it's energizing us, right? So every creature, everything has Reiki. That is, we call it the prana energy.
Okay.
Okay, so my journey into Reiki has been, now it's 25 years, 26 years
Wow.
precisely. Yes, and I feel my life has changed after that, from complaining to that of a blessing.
Yes. So whom do you do the Reiki healing? Like who are the people? Is it the hospital setup or is it, how do you do this healing? What is the
Okay, yeah.
method?
So Reiki does not necessarily need a setup, so
Okay.
to say. Reiki can be done anywhere. I'll explain a little bit for you to understand more. So, what happens? A Reiki practitioner channels the energy coming from God.
Okay.
So, it's a very universal energy, and it's not my energy, it's God's energy. I become a mere channel when I'm healing, and it's the same with all the healers.
Okay.
They use that pure universal energy. Call it God, call it universe, call it by any religious name. It's the same energy.
Okay.
Yeah. So we pass the energy on through our hands.
Okay.
So a healy, the person who's receiving healing is called a healy, and I become the healer. So in the process of healing, we place our hands on the person, and the person feels a therapeutic effect. So we do in the hospitals. I actually belong to a group which I formed together with a few members, and my teacher, of course, my mentor, Kamal Tolia. So we started Lotus Healing Seva Group, which has been in practice since 20 years. And we together, we go to the slums, we go to the schools, we go to the orphanages, to old age homes, and also, as you said, hospitals.
Oh, okay. So it's a distance healing also can be possible.
Oh, yes. There are a lot of times when we cannot access people, and a lot of people who are not within the country, and you still feel like healing them. Those are advanced levels of Reiki. So, I, being a master, I have mastered all this, and I teach as well. So, yes, distance healing is very possible, and the effects are equally good.
Oh, okay. So how does one will identify that the healing is working?
Okay, so how does one, that is for one to test out.
Okay.
Say, I will give you a challenge that you lie down and I am sending you healing from my home, and you will feel the effect. Definitely. So, patients do tell us their medical conditions, and it's sometimes you'll be surprised it's not only a medical condition, it's also a physical, emotional, spiritual condition.
Yeah, so basically what I understand
And
from
then we
here,
address that sitting at our place and send Reiki to that.
so it when we also when you talk about the health condition, this all emotions and physical condition all comes together.
Everything. If you remember, some time back, you had a toothache, you had an extraction done, and I
Yeah.
was sending you, and you did feel better.
Yeah.
So that is a power. It's some might say it's just a thought, but that thought carries that vibration,
So
and
the
that's healing.
so the healing has to also accept that healing.
Yes,
right?
Yes. In most cases, we say yes, but then there can be cases where the person is an invalid and you cannot inform that person is in coma or in sedation, under sedation, or it's a small child who does not understand these things. So there, the family members take charge and they give permission
Okay.
that I am doing it on behalf of so and so. I'm
Oh,
getting
okay.
this done.
But because I am in specific a mission
Yes, of
towards the
course.
menstrual cycle, let's talk about in that in if what is that thing which drains young girls' health and spirit before the first period?
Okay, very interesting question. And I think it goes a lot to our backgrounds in Kenya. And as an Indian, I'll say even in India, Pakistan, those areas where there is a lot of taboos about a lot of things that girls do.
Okay.
So a small girl is conditioned from a very young age with their do's and don'ts and dress up sense and food habits. There are a lot of restrictions. So I think that plays a lot of impact on their way of thinking, and they start developing a certain level of stress. It is an unspoken thing in many families, but there is this unspoken stress level which builds into little girls even before they get their first period. Some of them are not even informed about what a period is till they get it.
Okay.
And it's a big shock to them when it happens.
So this is something which me traveling also to the 30 counties of Kenya. I do visit the tribal places where they're practicing a lot of myths and taboos also.
Yes.
So it's equivalent to what we also face in our community as Asian. Many Asians, we still don't talk about menstrual cycle. How does this affect to a girl who will be now grown into the adult, especially in a menstrual health?
Okay, so my knowledge about the African culture is limited, but more on the Asian culture. So I can speak more about that if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens when the first period comes? As I said earlier, it's a big shock
For
that
a
this
girl.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a big shock. What is happening to me? Many times I have heard girls say, "Am I dying? I've started bleeding. Am I dying?" And this is something they can't even explain to the teacher or the parent at home. The first thing is just the fear. Something has happened to me.
Yeah, because when we see the blood, the first impression is always that am
I'm
I
injured.
dying or am I
I'm
injured?
and then blood coming out from a place that's so private to you.
Yes, and how do you even show that area now to
Yeah.
someone or how do you identify?
And you don't know that there are many others, there are all other girls going through this. No one talks about it. So when you don't speak about it, it remains under the wraps and no one knows what's happening. So to come out of that trauma, that shock, is a very big thing.
So this is something, as you said earlier, you're not more familiar about the culture in the county levels which we practice or we have it in Kenya also.
Unless what I have heard from you over the years.
It's the same thing happens. But I see it is every culture has a different taboos. Some will talk about differently. Some will not talk thinking that a girl goes to school, she'll learn it from there. Or let me take it to the gynecologist doctor, and because I can afford
Let
it,
her explain.
let's let her explain. Why
Yeah.
should I explain? But I also myself, when I work with all the community now, I wouldn't say only African or Asian. I come across with all the community. The first thing I have learned and my observations are the biological pattern is almost same for the daughter for as mother,
Yes.
right? So if my period cycle is a certain way, my daughter will have almost certain way unless there's a medical condition. Those are two different things.
Exactly.
And for her to learn that, only I can teach because I have that knowledge how my cycles were. She's not able to learn it through the internet. She'll not able to learn it even when you visit the gynecologist or online or even talking to the friends. It's a very important conversation for a mother to talk and prepare the daughter before she receives her first period.
It is.
It is very important. So what will be the effect? Like, let's say my mom did talk to me, but in her way of explaining. Definitely, because her education was limited. So her explanation towards my menstrual cycle was different. But now I can connect that why she managed that much only. But I am in between a bridging gap now between my mom to me and me to my daughter.
Yes.
I have to improve how I'm going to explain to the person who is younger than me. I will be the bridging person. So does that affect, do you think I would have not justified that explanation to my daughter because my mom did not manage to give me that knowledge? Do you think that
I
affects?
think education and exposure plays a very important role in our lives. So once you are you are exposed to the society and you are an open speaker, you can speak out anything, bold person, you can speak out very openly. But if you are a reserved person, then yes, there is a difficulty. What you said, that you have to bridge that gap between what your mother told you and what you will
I will
explain
tell.
to your daughter. I'll say to that, my mother never told me about anything. And when I first got my periods, I did not even realize what's happening. And I was being told off because our house was full of guests at that time. And one of my aunts telling me, just go and change, go for shower. And I said, what? Why? It was a question. And then all those fears crept in, and of course, all that explanation, which my mother, till her end, could never speak to me about. It was my aunt who spoke to me about it. Because she was just a few years older to me. So she could explain to me what happens. And then I realized later on in other families, as girls, we never spoke about it even in school. It was a taboo. So the bridge that happened, my effort was when I got a daughter and she was growing up, I think she was barely 3-4 years old. I sat down with my son first before I spoke to my daughter. And I explained to him about this. That the time will come about his own puberty and about my daughter's puberty.
Yes.
And then both of you will go through these changes. And as a brother, as a boy, you have to be careful about it. And you might experience the same thing. Sometimes you'll find your classmates' skirt stained. Do not mock at them. Once he understood, then I didn't have any qualms about anyone coming to know anything. You don't need to hide that packet of sanitary napkins anymore because you know your son now knows about it.
Yeah.
So I think that was the barrier I needed to break. And of course, with the daughters, we do explain. And in today's world, I think our society, we speak about all this, about the menstruation to the daughters, and even in schools they are educated. But here in African society, there is still a lot of taboo speaking about it. So we need to bring in that more of awareness. We need to speak openly about it so people understand that this is nothing bad.
Yeah.
This is nothing bad.
What I understand is it's when you receive your menstrual cycle, you do feel emotionally drained,
Yes.
physically drained, and also confused situation because you're not being educated. Even if you have been educated, then you still have that question, why I was not being educated. At least from now onwards, which is generation, next one is your children, they will not be at least getting that part of confusion.
Yeah.
But what I also understand is if you don't have a conversation, and if that a daughter especially who is menstruating, she has a challenge, she'll not feel okay to have a conversation about it because she's not familiar with it.
Yeah,
That
so
my
there's
mom knows.
always that hindrance
Yes. So
for
how?
a conversation.
So I understand here is in your space the healing requires physically, internally your body going through the stress, also emotionally because you're constantly, emotion about why I was not told or
Yeah.
what, how do I deal with it or whom do I talk to it. Can this type of healing can be done through Reiki?
It can be.
It can be.
It can be. It can be done. So, what happens when a girl is going through this emotional insecurity, I could term it as? So, this emotional insecurity, hesitation, fear, all this leads to trauma. It's a silent trauma going on within, and that impacts the body at different levels.
Okay.
So what happens when a girl is going through this? Do you think she can concentrate well on her studies?
No.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Because her mind is getting diverted towards this and that, and then there are restrictions.
Yeah, she has to constantly watch because I had this conversation with
You cannot freely play sports.
Yeah, we just the earlier guest, we looked into it. She said when a girl is having her menstrual cycle, she has to constantly have her attention towards the pad.
Yeah.
I'm not staining. I'm not leaking. I hope my pad is not full. I hope I have a pad also. Some girls don't even have a pad. So in that scenario, she'll not able to perform in any activity with her 100% attention.
And why does that happen? Because if there is a stain and if somebody sees that, behind all this, there is this one big taboo. What if someone comes to know? What if somebody sees the spot?
And what's wrong if somebody comes and see your stain?
You see? Because we are living in a very narrow-minded society where people mock about it, people laugh at you, make fun of you, knowing that their own mothers, daughters, sisters get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a one true story I came about across, and we have a movie which we have seen called
Yes.
Impure. Can you believe when she received her first period, she was shamed by her own teacher, who is an educator, who she
Exactly.
looks up to educate her in case anything happens around her. Mother never got chance to talk to her. So how impacted her, how psychological affected her until she took a stand to suicide. This is how serious it
Yeah,
can get.
it's a very serious issue. So coming back to your question about can this be healed?
Yes.
Yes, because it's an emotional trauma. More than physical, more than the period itself, it's the stigma, the trauma, the fear, the confusion, all these negative sentiments attached to it, negative emotions attached to it. So Reiki plays a very important role in healing those emotions. One can be calmed down just by placing our hands or sending distance healing. And when your body is calm and at rest, relaxed, you start seeing things in a different light. You gain confidence. And by the way, Reiki can be done to gain confidence as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so in Reiki, we work with chakras.
Okay.
So chakras is a Sanskrit word, chakra, but in English, what we say is energy centers of the body. So we have various energy centers of the body. So for each kind of a symptom, there is a different energy center in the body, that's a different chakra that we give Reiki to. And it helps. So the period pain also subsides in many cases, unless it's very severe. And of course, mind you, we always say we are not doctors, we are healers. So I'm a healer, I am not a doctor. So I'll never tell anyone to discontinue their medication. If they've been advised something, please continue that. My Reiki will only enhance your healing and complement that medication.
So what I understand from this conversation is when I go to the field, Monica ji, and when I ask the girls how they are managing menstrual pain, almost 99.9% girls says they take medicine. And that's because maybe their parents are doing same thing, or their friends are taking medicine, or
Because over-the-counter drug is the easiest
easiest
form.
to get. But nobody's educating her also
Yeah.
that this is a regular period pain. So you have to learn how to deal
This is
with
part
it
of life.
naturally.
This is part of life.
Yes, and going and taking that medication is also you inviting other side effects in your body regular. One, you can't afford it. Two, you are suffering. Three, you are taking something which you are not fully aware what you are taking orally.
Exactly.
Right? So all these can be stopped by giving a Reiki healing.
Yes,
A period
I won't use the word stopped, but I would use the word regulated.
regulated. Okay.
Yes.
So what I understand from here that this can be a blessing to the girls
It
and
can
a woman.
it can be. Reiki is a drugless therapy. We call it a drugless therapy. There is no drugs and no extra tools required. It's just coming from the heart of a healer and going to the person.
Oh, this is definitely additional information to our viewers who are going to listen to that, because I personally never knew that you can also send healing to the girl who is menstruating. Remember that we are not even we have some culture where we can't touch even a girl who is
Correct.
menstruating. Right?
Yes.
It's a taboo, right? Whatever the explanations are, we will not touch base those area, but a Reiki is something can be given from the distance healing or from the being in a present in a person.
Exactly. I'll give you one small example
Okay.
of the Reiki group that I belong to, Lotus Healing Seva Group. So, as a group now, time and again, we've had different requests from people. So, sometimes from a different slum, sometimes from as far as Sri Lanka or India or Pakistan, different countries, different continents, where one of our members might have visited, and then we get a whole list of names of the children that require Reiki for what different conditions. There are many disabled and children with disabilities. We get those requests and we send them group healings. Every Thursday, we sit down as a group, the Reiki healers,
Okay.
and we send out healing energy to all those children, and we have seen marvelous results. So it impacts.
So can anybody learn Reiki?
Oh yes, and anybody can learn Reiki. In fact, it's a record that we've been teaching at. I personally have been teaching at Faraja.
Okay. There is a
Faraja
cancer center, right?
Faraja
Okay.
Cancer Support. And on yearly basis, I conduct those workshops for cancer patients, for their caregivers, because caregivers are also emotionally going through a lot.
Yeah.
Physically and emotionally, they go through a lot. So for the caregivers, for various therapists, and even the staff of Faraja. So every year, annually, we do conduct that camp to teach, and it's just a matter of a day. You can learn Reiki within 6-7 hours, but then the practice is what
Practice.
makes you a healer.
And can you heal yourself?
Yes, that's the primary reason one learns Reiki for, to heal oneself.
So any girl who is menstruating out there, any woman who is menstruating out there, in that period of period cycle, she'll able to heal herself.
Yes,
Wow.
definitely. I would advise all the girls to learn Reiki, because what happens, nothing against boys, huh? But when a man learns something, he learns for himself.
Okay.
But when a girl learns something, she learns for the entire family, she learns for the entire community. Women are very large-hearted, and their love spreads to the communities. The way you are doing it, being a woman, you have expanded yourself to so many communities. That's what being a woman is. So period is a very tiny aspect of being a woman. And we must not let that tiny period pain or that taboo hold us back from anything bigger.
Great, great. So, what will be the one piece of advice to our young girls out there, especially who is listening to the podcast?
I think I already said it. Don't let the period hold you back and believe in yourself. This is a process of life. Having a period is actually sign of your fertility.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's a very positive thing. It's not nothing negative. And the family should take pride in a girl getting periods, not hold her back from doing things, not hold her back, not they should encourage her. Yes, despite your periods, you are still normal and carry on with your responsibilities, with your duties.
Yeah. And the advice to that mom, beyond just talking about pets, what other advice she should give it to the daughters?
I think moms have to educate the girls much before the period starts. That this is what is expected and this is what I had. That's why I could get you into my life. That sense of pride of period, not the fear of period, not the taboo of period. Take pride in your period because your period is your growth, is making you more human. You are evolving as a person when you get your period.
Thank you. Thank you for teaching us today about Reiki and expanding our knowledge. Guys,
Thank you.
for this platform, now you know that period can be also healed by Reiki healing. So please avoid taking those medicine unless your doctor prescribes to take those medicine. Otherwise, we do have a healers in our country. We do have a healers out there in the world also. Look for them one. And please, please, please take advantage of their doing some services in this specific space and look up to where the menstruation comes and comes with these benefits also, and this advice which we are getting today from the Monica ji about the energy, about the healing, about how we can support each other, not must one hold back because she's menstruating. Thank you for listening us today.